Good afternoon and welcome back. This has been a little over a year-long project. Any of you who have followed me know that about a year ago I posted a video of a Harry Potter folio birthday present that I had made, and it just got me to thinking that I wanted to do more with Harry Potter. So I found this little box on Amazon and I created a tome of the first 3 years of Harry's tenure at Hogwarts. Now in this box are also some other pieces of ephemera that go along with different years that are not in the book, as well as a full-size Marauders map. And the Marauders map and several of the other things come from a YouTube site called Muggle Magic. He has links to a Patreon site that has all of these free downloads. There's like this little spell book and all these little items in it. In addition, in here is a fidget spinner that's supposed to look like the snitch, and some galleons and a wand. So this book is huge. I created it using Nick the Booksmith's Adventures in Booksmithing Tome and her hollow back binding. It has a 2 1/4 inch spine with the raised pieces on it. So basically I did this like you would say if you were working out a screenplay or something. I went through all of the books. I had already read them for the previous gift, but I went back through and reread them, making copious notes about various scenes and items, things that foreshadowed future events, and picked out the most important things for each of the first 3 years to put into this book. You may recall in the other gift there were some postcards by Amazon, and that was one of the big holdups that I had, in that those postcards I had used before went on back order, and it took me almost 9-10 months to get the postcards so that I could finish this book. A lot of the pictures here are from the Universal Studios area, or there are some online different items that I then took and collaged together. You can see here that this says the cupboard under the stairs, because that's where the original letter was sent. This, however, has, just like in the other gift, the floor hut on the rock by the sea, because that's where Hagrid finally brings him the letter that he uses with the list of his supplies. These items here from Diagon Alley, some of this, like this business card, or from Muggle Magic. This one is some paper. I don't know if that's Dreamzetc, etc., but it could be. And then there's an online little map of Diagon Alley, and I enclosed that. Postcards with the various characters. This is his wand and the description of his wand. Of course, he had his trip into the vault with these nice little guys, and he got some fake money. And then there were some various items, deposit slips and things that had to do with the bank that I had found online, and I just copied the most interesting ones of those and put them in here. I don't know that they are exactly what was in the movie, but they are very much what was in the book. And then this was just a collaged item of things that had to do with his visit to Diagon Alley, the things he had to buy, and the fact that he got Hedwig as the birthday present. And then, of course, we have to get on the train. These are, again, one of the postcards. This is a copy of the Daily Prophet, and some items from Muggle Magic, including the pass and some of the candy items, trading cards from the Chocolate Frogs. This has the Sorting Hat song and the school song I just took directly from the book. This is from Universal Studios, but then I put in this little collaged in this little thing of Dumbledore talking. Of course, the 142 staircases going up to his room. Once again, Universal Studios, and then these are the folks that were his roommates. These were the passwords to get in at the Fat Lady. And then these represent the major characters of the faculty for that year. Of course, Hagrid and Fang became very important. There's a whole part of the book about Norbert and getting him safely there, meeting Firenze and Ronan in the woods and finding the dead unicorn. And then the troll, the cloak, various items here that have to do with Quidditch. And then I went through the book, and like I said, I took a lot of notes, and these were some of the things about the scores and things from those days. These are quotes having to do with the mirror. And then, of course, he saves the stone, and there's a big celebration at the end, and he's written up again in the Daily Prophet. And this is a quote from Dumbledore having to do with the bravery of Ron. So second year has to do with Dobby. There's the magic that happens, so he gets a bad letter from the Ministry of Magic. There's the escape, the rescue, and the car to the burrow. Some letters that he received, all I did was just copy directly out of the book. These are different pictures of the burrow, which you can go visit. Another picture of Diagon Alley and the people he meets there. This pocket has the detention notice that they got for coming to school in the car. The fact that that Mr. Weasley got in trouble about it, and Ron got just sort of a screaming card replica of what he got. The picture, the Howler, is there. Universal Studios again. And then there's a lot of scenes about the Mandrake and what they were doing there. And Gilderoy Lockhart plays a big role in the movie, so I gave him some time here. More about Quidditch. And then this is where it ended up that they had to replace Harry's bones, and that's part of the Skelligro potion I found on Pinterest. And then the Polyjuice potion that Hermione mixes up Myrtle in the bathroom. The petrified, talking about, and this is the paper she was supposed to be clutching in her hand that she tore out of the book, about the serpent and what he could do. And then there's Tom Riddle's diary. And this card, I don't know if you can see it, but it comes up with words as if you were talking to the diary and it was writing. Hagrid and Aragog. And then this is just sort of a collage that has to do with the defeat in the chamber and the role that Fawkes the Phoenix plays. The postcard showing him with his tears. And then at the end of that book, Dobby gets a sock and is freed. And then the final year that I did, this is representative of his room. the second smallest bedroom, and the things that he got for his birthday, including the Book of Monsters, the broom cleaning kit, and the something scope, but it's supposed to let you know if evil was around. And then of course he has to take a night bus ride, and there's all sorts of ephemera that I got having to do with that. He got his letter for the second year, his permission slip for Hogsmeade that he didn't get to go on, and then letters from Hermione and Harry and Ron, and this postcard of Sirius Black. Again, a collage of several of the items that were important in the book, and the fact that Scabbers plays a big role, the Dementors, and Crookshanks that Hermione gets. A lot of this understory of the whole second book is where Hagrid is teaching, and the Hippogriff, and how they rescue him, and then Professor Trelawney and divination and how that plays a role. Professor Lupin and the Bogarts, that's what this has to do with, where they put roller skates on a, it's kind of hard to see here, but put roller skates on a big spider and dress up Snape. It's kind of makes Snape mad. And then we had Fred and George turning over the Marauders map. This is a little tiny version of a Marauders map, because the big one literally would have overstuffed this book, from George and Fred. And then this represents Hogsmeade and the tavern where Harry learns about his past. He gets the firebolt. Big win for the Gryffindor team. This is Trelawney's prediction, which is important to understand about Peter Pettigrew and what comes later with Pettigrew and Voldemort. And the four friends, one being a werewolf and the other three, were able to turn themselves into animals. And then the Shrieking Shack and the events that occurred there, that they proved that Sirius Black had not killed Harry's parents. In there, he learns the Expecto Patronus charm and is able to defeat the Dementors. And then there's a whole other subplot about the Time Turner and how they use that to save Buckbeak, and also use him to let Sirius Black escape. And then this final picture that I collaged together, which is a picture of the Universal Studios Hogwarts Express and three of the Weasleys, has to do with foreshadowing the next book. Ron stays very important, and then of course Ginny does. And then these are just letters and things that and one postcard that I just typed up directly from the book that Harry received during the year. So it's a very busy book, but I think it follows along and tells the story, and it's very interactive, and I think it would be fun for a kid to have as they're reading the books, and to be able to play with the various ephemera here, and also kind of help with reading as far as retaining what they learn, and comprehending what's going on, and learning about foreshadowing. I think the book might be very helpful for that. So thank you very much for indulging me on this long video, and I hope you have a grand rest of your Labor Day weekend.